I'm a football fan, but I'm not a football fan who follows, FIFA all the time.
I don't know what you can do other than make sure that security is tight, but how do you stop one individual from doing something ridiculous? It just got to have as best security as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what we've heard about the corruption. There's a lot of corruption.
They should provide adequate working conditions.
I do.
Why FIFA would give them World Cup?
Well, I don't know much, to be honest.
There's been corruption in FIFA, or said to be, for a long time, and it should have been sorted out many years ago, and therefore people are still suspicious now.
But if there's a change, and it's a necessary change, and we need, or the governing body or whoever needs to be replaced, then so be it, to perpetuate the sport in a good way, in a positive way.
Certainly at least a restructuring. I think to create something entirely new would send out the wrong message to football fans across the world. I think they've got to show that change itself is possible rather than just having to start the whole thing from scratch. I think that puts the onus on far too many people, when fundamentally the fans themselves and people who are involved can have the power to change it rather than just have to start from the beginning.
There's a lot of corruption, and I think no one knows how much is going on there, and there's too much going on, and it's got too big that there's any organization in there anymore. So there's definitely time for a new organization, but to be real, I don't think it will happen too soon because it's too corrupt, so we don't have any power to get in there.
Unless that country can prove that their human rights is up to standards, it shouldn't be offered in them sort of countries. So it should only be offered in countries where they can completely ensure that there are the human rights is in place. Otherwise, if in places like Qatar they're not offering basic human rights, then those countries should not be qualified for FIFA to allow them to do the World Cup in those sorts of countries.
I don't think it will happen because Qatar it's not a recent activity. It's been the questionable human rights there since forever. So if that's been allowed to happen in the first place, I don't think anything will change.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think anything will change.
Yeah. They should take steps to prohibit those kinds of human rights injustices.
People dying to build something, I don't think is worth it at all.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think they should maybe change the law.
I think that the country, on reflection, if they've been lax in human rights and safety, then they should be evaluated and they certainly should be brought to task. I'm sure they have the channels and the ombudsmans to work that out. I think perhaps you should give the benefit of the doubt to begin with and go in there instructing the powers that be how they need to go about constructing tournaments.
Qatar is the money.